Hello, hello, and welcome to Bla Bla Black Sheep, a weekly yarny podcast where I, Sarah Coy, the Bessie K handmaid, answer your yarny questions. Welcome! We are back to regular programming today. I feel like everything's being weird. This is the third time I've started. The sun has shifted and there was light coming in through just under another door, and it was causing it was like I was doing shadow puppets on the curtains over here, you guys. Hoi. Okay, we're back to regularly scheduled programming. The last two episodes I did two gift guides, one for larger gifts and one for smaller gifts, in an effort to ease your holiday stress so that you don't have to go out and do a whole bunch of research on all the yarny lover gifts. I've done it for you, and then you can pass them along to people who would like gift ideas for you. We're moving forward in our more typical fashion today, though we are answering some questions about that are like holiday-ish related. So, just so you know. Gosh, I am going to shift and see if that helps the camera try to focus better. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, today I'm going to be wearing a Nolan Cowl, and I brought boogers. I brought two of my three. Dang it! I'm gonna grab the other one because it's sitting right here. I meant to grab all three of them. I wear this so often, so often. It's so easy to wear, but I've had people tell me that they're just like a little confused about how to wear it because it's reversible. I'm like, double-sided? That doesn't make sense. It's reversible, but some people have been having a little trouble figuring out how to get each side to show. So I'm going to show you. And okay, so I have three samples. I have this guy, which is gorgeousness. Got the star stitch, got the ribbed stitches. This is in Malabrigo yarn, Archangel. I'm obsessed with it. I did another solid colored one in the yarn by Twice Sheared Sheep. You guys, I'm always a bit skeptical of trying a new yarn. I really love this though. It's very soft and has great stitch definition. You can see the ribbed, the star stitch. This one is a little heavier, which I think is going to be amazing when it gets a little cooler here. We have warmed up a little bit. It's been a nice little reprieve. We got snow on Halloween and now we're back up in the 50s. I'm not complaining. So then my third cowl is a two-toned cowl in tweed yarn, dyed by Fatima of Aquarius Makes. I've got the ribbed section and the star stitch section, and this is the one I'm going to show you how to wear, and then I'm probably going to put this one on because it's a little lighter weight, but it's really more evident, the instructions, when it's in these two colors. So we'll show with this one. So let's say that you want the star stitch side on top, so the outer layer is going to be the star stitch. To do that, you want the right side of your ribbed showing and the wrong side then of your star stitch will be showing. Then you're just going to take it and you're going to fold the top section down. So it's folded in half. You got the correct side now, the right side of the star stitch and the right side of the ribbed stitch. And then you just put it on. Which, this is my favorite part of this, is you just slip it over your head and you're done, pretty much. You could zhuzh it a little bit. You could have, separate them a little more, tighten it up by switching them the points the other direction. I've done it where I've worn it like really off to the side, so it's almost like this is facing forward and this is back. But that's how you get the star stitch on top and the rib underneath. So to do it the other way, this is the only downside. When you take it off, it makes my hair all fluffy. So to do it the other way, I'm just going to turn the whole thing completely inside out. So now I have the wrong side of my ribbed side facing out. And then this is, it's a little harder to tell, but this is the right side of my star stitch. And then I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold the ribbed down, so fold the whole thing in half. And now I've got the ribbed on top and the star in the bottom, and you just put it on in the same way. And the fun thing about a two-colored cowl, which there are instructions for how to make the two, like where to adjust your yarns in the pattern. The fun thing about the two-colored cowl is it's like you feature one color at a time. Like one is the more dominant color and one is the more less dominant color. I can't think of the word. and so it's like two cowls in one. It's a lot of fun. This would be great either in like your two favorite colors, your team colors, a bold and a neutral, or two neutrals. It would be lovely. So I'm going to swap out for my Malabrigo version because it's just a little lighter weight. So let's just see. What do I have here? So if I'm holding this up, I have the wrong side of my rib facing out and the right side of my star stitch. So I'm just going to fold the rib down so that it's in half. And I'm just going to put it on. And I'm going to fix my hair one more time because it's a disaster. So you can see when it's all one color, it's a little more subtle. It's more about the texture than it is about the color, right? So which side is facing out is a little more subtle. Still love it. Still love it. Love that, you know, generally speaking, I just toss it on and it looks good and it stays put. I like easy. Easy's good. All right, what is bringing me joy? You guys, if you are in the US, you know that Thanksgiving is coming up and I'm just enjoying spending some time with family. We're going to spend some time with my sister's family and my dad, and we're going to kind of honor my mother by doing our very best to attempt to make some of her holiday treats that she always made. My mom was a huge baker. She loved being in the kitchen. She made all sorts of deliciousness around the holidays. One of the things she made that I'm a little fearful of is she made these really delicious but challenging to make, from what she said. I really hope she was lying about this. Maybe she was just like, oh, these are so hard to make, but they were actually easy. That's not her personality, but I'm still hopeful. Caramels. And so we're going to attempt that. My sister sent me a reel of this kitchen with stuff like exploded all over, and it was like trying to make caramels, and I was like, oh my gosh, please don't let that be us. But I'm looking forward to spending time with family and having fun working together to give it a go to make some of these special treats that my mom always made. So that is what is bringing me joy. All right, small businesses, my friends, I am wearing earrings from Fiddle Stitched. I'm really loving these. This designer artist also makes polymer clay earrings. I've shared a pair of her polymer clay earrings that I have, but these are like metal and like, I don't know what's in there, but it's like sparkly and teal. And like, you got me. Sparkly and teal? Yes, please. And they match my top just like perfection. So I'm really loving that. Highly recommend her stuff. I will link below. You'll have to find her. I got you. I'll just link in the show notes to her her shop so that you can shop if you want to. And I'm just going to put out right now, I am not above buying my own presents, and I don't think you should be either. So if you just know what you want and you don't mind that it's not a surprise, just go buy something you want. Especially when working with small businesses, a lot of times that stuff can disappear because there's only one of each. Anyways, rabbit hole. My other small business is my mug. I haven't shared this one in a little while. This is from my childhood friend Katie. Her shop name is Hello Fern Creations. And then you have to see, look, it says smile. Focus, friend. It says smile on it with a little smiley face. And it makes me happy. You know I love blue. The blue glaze is just amazing. And she has all sorts of, she's got Christmas ornaments in her shop now, I think. And she has mugs and stuff. So again, I'll link so that you can go shop her stuff. So those were our small businesses. Just a quick announcement. I am going to be running a Black Friday sale. I only do sales twice a year, like on everything. Once on my birthday and once on Black Friday. So if you miss Black Friday, you're watching this later down the road, sign up for my email list and then you won't miss out on my birthday sale. So big sale going on in both my Etsy and my Ravelry shop on patterns. And so keep an eye out for that. Email list always gets the best discount per the usual. So you can sign up for my email list if you want. If you don't want, I will let you know the coupon code below because I appreciate you watching. So thank you. That will run, I guess I should say, that will run November 24th through the 27th. So just a few days. All right. We're back to questions. Let's do some questions. Yay. If you would like to ask a question for me to answer in a future episode, I will link below a place for you to ask the questions. It's just a form. You click it, you tippity tap your question in, and it populates to a spreadsheet for me so that I can easily see which questions I have and have not answered. It's all anonymous, and as you will kind of see from today, like you can really ask me whatever is on your brain. Some yarny stuff, some not yarny stuff. So these two questions today were prompted by the gift guides that we just did. So thank you to our question askers. It's anonymous, so I don't even know who these question askers are. So, all right. Question number 1. I'm feeling a moral dilemma I hope you can help me with. Ooh. I do that, but I wrote this down. I know what she's asking. Or they are asking. I don't know who asked. I know that it's hard to run a small business. So should I stop? Oh, so should I? Take 2, maybe. Let's try this again. Question number 1. Jeebers. I'm feeling a moral dilemma I hope you can help with. I know that it's hard to run a small business. So should I shop their Black Friday deals? It seems like most of them can't be making money off of these. Am I helping or hurting small businesses when I shop their big sales? That's a great question. First of all, I appreciate that. That's very thoughtful. So many people are just centered on snagging the best deal this time of year that I don't think they really think much about, like, is this beneficial to the business, but especially the small business. I mean, it's one thing to feel like you got like a super mega deal at Target or Amazon. It's another thing to feel like you're maybe kind of ripping off like a one-person business who's just trying to scrape by. So first, I appreciate your thoughtfulness. Thank you. That's really generous of you. So I'm going to say 2 things on this. 1, I know this is going to seem harsh, but it's not your job to make sure that the small business is making money off of their big sales. hopefully the business, all the businesses, whether big or small, are running their sales as a calculated part of their business plan. So it's not just like on a whim, everything's 97% off, but it's an actual thoughtful, what can I afford, what brings in business. You know, everybody runs different kinds of sales and different things, and hopefully the small business as a business has weighed the cost and benefit of running these sales. So I would just go forward in good faith and trusting that that the businesses are being smart about their business and only running sales that they can afford. So trust the business owners, I guess, is what I'm saying. The other thing I would say is that this is a great way, and for some small businesses, this is why they run the sales, not for all small businesses, but for some, this is a great way to try out a new to you small business. So if you have a small business that you know and love, and you know that their stuff is quality, and you know that you're going to love it, you could shop their Black Friday sales or their whatever big sales they run, and be supportive of them and still go forward knowing that they've made a choice for their business. But you could also, since their stuff is tried and true, just pay full price for that another time. But I really love on these times where there's real good deals on things, to try out new small businesses that aren't tried and true, because then I feel like I'm giving that small business a chance at a smaller risk to myself. I'm still supporting small businesses. I do really love to support small businesses, and I do try to support as many small and local businesses as I can. But it's a great time to try out the hook maker you've seen on Etsy that you're like, hold up, that could either be fabulous or awful, right? Because it's not a big company. The tool you've been eyeing but been unsure about whether it's worth the purchase, that's a great time to go ahead and dive in and get that and try it. I love to try new hand-dyed yarn dyers. That was a mouthful, but you know what I mean. Because sometimes hand-dyed yarn is represented perfectly, and you always get what you think you're going to get from a dyer. Other times you get it and it looks real nice, but it feels not as nice for your personal preference. Sometimes I've had, this is not super common, but I have had where I order from a dyer and it comes and I'm like, oh, they really filtered their picture, because what was showing up, and not just like a little bit, not just like because you know every skein is different and every screen reads the colors a little differently, but like you get it and you're like, oh, that was not an accurate representation. It happens sometimes, but not often. But it's always a disappointment when I think, you know me, I love really bold colors. When I think I'm getting a really nice, bold, saturated color, and then the yarn comes and it's kind of just okay. So shopping those dyers on sale, A, helps give them a boost at the holidays. B, they're hopefully not selling at such a large discount that they're totally taking away all of their profit. And C, is a great opportunity for me to maybe find the next small business that I love. So those are my recommendations about shopping small businesses this holiday season. The other thing I want to say to that you didn't ask, but I must say anyways, when you shop small businesses, you need to remember that this is usually 1 or 2 people operations. They aren't usually like some giant operation. They are certainly not Amazon. And so you cannot expect them to get your stuff to you in a day or two. So shop early. Shop early so that you know you have plenty of time to get your gifts on time. I'm really crossing my fingers that the Postal Service has kind of like figured all this out, but the earlier you shop, excuse me, goodness, the more likely you are able to get your stuff on time without stress. So that's my 2 cents. Let's talk question number 2. All right. You've shared so many wonderful gift ideas in the past 2 episodes. I'm glad you thought so. Do you have any ideas on how to share these with our family members? That's a great question. So, years ago, my oldest was the first grandchild on both sides of the family. And so it was like everybody wanted gift ideas for this one tiny person who really probably needed nothing. And, you know, I would think of things sometimes, and then like when it came down for people asking, it was always a panic. I never had enough ideas for both sides of the family. And so I finally just made an Amazon list. Whenever I would think of something, I would put it on the Amazon list. It just lived there as a constant running, like, things that I wanted and needed for the tiny person. And as they've grown up, I guess this is just a general life hack here. As they've grown up, they add things to their Amazon list with help. We don't give them free reign of the internet yet. And so, like, if we're walking through a store and they're like, oh, Mom, I really want this Lego set. I'm like, great, let's put it on your Amazon list. And then the family members have access to that. They can all buy off of it. It's a lot easier on me. But that's one of my suggestions here, is create an Amazon list. Now, you might be saying, but Sarah, many of those things you shared, or many of the things I want to put on my list, are not on Amazon. Yes. But you can add things to an Amazon list that are not on Amazon. So, and I think I should have checked this before I got on here, but I'm pretty sure you can link to a product. Like, you don't have to just say, though if it is that, you could just say such and such project bag from such and such Etsy shop. But I think you can just link directly to the product that you want. So the first thing I'm going to say, which is really the second thing, is I have written a blog post, just one blog post, with all 20 gift ideas listed and linked. So if you want things specifically off of my gift list, that's a great place to just send the blog to a family member, or I have pins for it. So if your family member is a Pinterest person, you can send them the pin and be like, look through this gift list. I like numbers 1, 7, 13, and 20. And then it's right there. They can see a picture of what they're supposed to be ordering, and they can click right there to purchase the gift. They don't have to hunt it down at all. So I did that to be helpful to you and your poor family members who might not know anything about yarn. So that's the first thing you can do. We've talked about an Amazon wish list. If you are not an Amazon person, if you have family members who are not Amazon people, I get it. I listened to the most interesting podcast about a lady who gave up Amazon Prime just to see if she could, because she didn't like the philosophy behind it. You know, she didn't like, she wanted to be more conscientious of how and where she was purchasing. And it was interesting. It's made me think maybe I should give up my Amazon Prime. I don't know. Anyway, so I get that Amazon is not the most like conscientious way to shop. My other idea that if you liked my general ideas, but you want something different than my specific ideas, if that makes sense. So like I suggested a specific project bag. If you were like, oh, great idea, I've really wanted this other project bag, but not the one that Sarah recommended, start a Google document or some sort of other shareable document. I'm not a super tech person, so I don't know what other kinds there are out there, but I'm sure there are some. Maybe there's an app for this. I don't know. And just create a document that says like Sarah's wish list, Janet's wish list, and then on there you can list project bag by Bibbidi Boo. Here is a direct link to the exact project bag I want you to order. And then you can list a whole bunch of things, and then it'll still be kind of a surprise, but you're more guaranteed to really love what you're receiving, and it makes it easier for your family members to not have to guess at what you want. So send them to the blog. If you have similar but different specifics of ideas, create a shared document, create an Amazon wish list, Etsy favorites. You guys, did you know you can see other people's Etsy favorites? If you want to like favorite a bunch of stuff on Etsy, then you can say, here's my Etsy profile. I have 8,000 things, if you're like me, favorited on Etsy. Go to town. And then they can see your favorites and just purchase for you what they want to purchase for you, which is a lot of fun. So the Crochet Miss Crew ladies and I do a gift exchange. We do a Galentine's gift exchange to make it less stressful at Christmas time. But we use a program called Elfster, and they partner us up because we just exchanged with one other person. And like a Secret Santa. I'm like, what is that called? Like a Secret Santa. We each get one person and then we shop for them and then we exchange gifts. Anyways, we use Elfster to arrange who gets partnered with who. But I believe Elfster also has a wish list on there where you can link a bunch of stuff. So you could use some sort of other website or program, or I didn't look. I'm sure there's an app, probably. If there's not, somebody should get on that. So those are my suggestions. And there you go. I hope that you found that helpful, both my discussion on Black Friday and small businesses and how to share your gift ideas for yourself with your loved ones. I love doing this every week, so thank you so much for being here with me. It's fun to see the episodes numbers tick up. It brings me joy, and you guys are just the best. So thank you so much for being here. Be sure to check out the show notes in the description below. I've got links to all the things. You don't have to go hunt them down. Thank you for joining me, and happy crafting.